Hello YouTube, how you doing today? Well, I figured I'd do a video on a couple of topics, but they all boil down to one thing. I don't know if you would call it anger or rage or what the title even of this video is going to be, but I want to discuss it and I want some of you guys' input on this. I generally don't see myself as having a temper, really. There's a lot of people, not just so much on YouTube, but outside in general, that really piss me off. It could be anywhere, in traffic, out at the store, or a simple little comment made, or if I'm minding my own business and somebody, gets in my way. Sorry to say, but they're really putting themselves into a spot there. They're asking to get hurt really bad. Some people say, well, you're threatening. And I says, no. See, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is a stove. Don't put your hand here. You're going to get burned really, really bad. Is that threatening? No. So what I do is I try to tell people, I don't say, don't fuck with me. And I just tell them, my perimeters are, don't do this, don't do that. And it's rather simple, but I got to tell everybody this because this is a big issue with me. In the past, I've had, general conversations with people, and somebody would say something, was rude, and somebody would look at them and like, why? And I would not get in their face so much, but, well, how can I put this? I've stabbed people, I've shot at people, I've hit people with my vehicles, I've obviously beat people up. And it doesn't really take much, I don't think, but honestly, I think it does take a lot, because people don't need to say the things they say, they don't need to do the things they do to cause these things to happen. If I was to go outside and, yell something inappropriate, or I can't, think of anything that's, everybody's going to agree with on YouTube. Oh yeah, of course, if I yell fire, at least in the United States, you're held legally accountable for that, and the reason why that is, even though we have free speech in the United States, way back in the day, in the 60s, I think it was, somebody yelled fire in a theater, for movies. Well, people had died because of that, and that's where the expression is, you can't yell fire, comes from. Well, one of the biggest issues is I try to mind my own business as much as possible, or I try to do things to appease people, and I don't mean to actually please them and go out of my way, but I do that as a defense mechanism, is I try to do things, to have people happy rather than have them look at me and wonder who I am. I try to do things that, are more active with people, more of a nice neighbor, if you will. I do that purposely because I'm very, very afraid of who I am. One time I was in public at a parking lot. It was a nice night. It was about 60, 70 degrees, moderate temperature for New Hampshire. And I was sitting in my car, and this woman walked up to me. Mind you, she walked up to me, and she had a bottle of booze, but she wasn't drunk or nothing. Actually, it was Boonie. I don't even know what that is. Wine cooler, guys? Let me know. Comment. What is it? Wine cooler? Boonies? Well, she offered some. I said, no, thanks. And then she was talking to some people I knew, so I went up to talk to her, and basically, she was very, very rude, but not right away. She made some comments, and I really don't want to get into it. It's just gonna make this video go way off, because I'm gonna start swearing and shit. But anyhow, it just got to the point within 3 sentences out of her mouth, and I was breathing very, very heavy, and I was actually getting very confused at that point on what to do. So I started walking towards my car, and of course, do you think anybody would step in? They didn't, those fucking motherfuckers. So I started my car, started revving it, and nobody came over to say, hey, you alright? So as far as I'm concerned, they got what they deserved. So I pulled off about 70 feet, and I pulled out my rifle, and I fired at them, and I drove off. Needless to say, they haven't talked about me since. They haven't said anything negative. And another thing that gets me is these people were in an area where you probably shouldn't even have kids. The neighborhood area wasn't the best place, but they had kids there too. And as far as I'm concerned, tough shit. They had this. She had this coming. She's the one that put the kids. She's the one that put the kids in danger by her actions. And I'm not taking blame for that, and don't even fucking try it, people, alright? And another time I was driving down the road and I had a little a flange brake on my exhaust. So I pulled down this dead-end road and actually went, down a hill. It's kind of dark. And I seen some people out there in the bottom of the street, and they're doing their thing, I'm doing my thing. It's obvious that I needed probably a tow truck, but I was managing just to go down the road and pull over, fix it. So I come down a hill, probably about 115 feet, and I turned the car around without giving the acceleration, and I heard, people yelling and stuff. And I heard one word too many, asshole. That's all it took. I rolled down the window, pulled out, I'm not going to say the caliber, the handgun, obviously it's not a BB gun, and I kept firing until I was empty. And I obviously floored the car, it was very loud, and I came back in another car with a shotgun, and I came back a few times, even over the next few months, trying to find these people. My intention wasn't to go up and shoot everybody in the head, but it certainly was to injure, and if it obviously came down to it, I would have killed them. There's another time I was, once again, doing nothing to bother anybody. I was coming up to a stoplight. A stop sign. I stopped. This person came right to the stop sign, clearly seeing me, and I had to go all the way around, and the fucker didn't hit the brakes or nothing. And I think I missed him about this much, or he missed me. And these people are beeping the horn like I'm fucking doing something. That just drove me through the fucking roof. I pulled out my fucking 38, went up the hill, and of course, right when he's going over the hill, there's people coming the other way. So I turned the corner and I shut off around. I was ready to shoot him right in the back of the fucking window. That if I had a kid in me, could have killed him or injured somebody in my car or truck. And another time, I was at work. They have these stupid fucking rules. You can have drinks, but you can't have beverages, alright? At the work table, at the time I was having kidney problems. So I have water, and I don't like water. I hate it. So I put chlorophyll, which is a vegetable green in there, and honey to help my ailment. And I'm going to never forget this red-headed bitch in her fucking late 40s, early 50s cunt. Was whining to the boss. He comes over to me and says, listen, you can't, don't tell me you can't anything. Don't tell me I can't anything, okay? I had a medical note. It was already accepted, I told him. If you have this beverage, this is Mike. I was breathing pretty heavy. I says, I use the green stuff, and I explained the medical reason why and that stuff. Even though it's for water only, it's approved by my doctor. He's tried pushing it. So then I turned around. I ended up kicking a few things in the shop, and I went to my pocket. I went to the side of my bench, loaded my handgun, and I had it in my fucking hand, in my pocket. And I was just looking at her. Just say something. Just say something. She didn't say anything. Once again, thank God. And she also lived that day. Then there was this other person, once again, Michael. I found out he jogs early in the morning. I said, I'm getting his ass, that motherfucker, for what he did for me at work. Actually, my supervisor at the time. Bastard's 25 years old, he's going to tell me what to do? Fuck you, man, you little fucking child. Oh, I had my shotgun, I went looking for him. He's not there. Then I drove up another morning. He's there. The shotgun's not in the car. Well, guys, what I want you to do is leave a comment. God, I would love to see somebody else's video in response to this. That would be wonderful to get a little thing going and discussing here. Well, anyhow, yes, guys, leave a comment. Definitely subscribe, and we will be talking soon, won't we? All right, take care. Have a good day, night, or morning, wherever you're at. Thank you.